Welcome, everyone. Doing the WNBA games for Saturday. So we had the Valkyries playing the Minnesota Lynx, and we had the Connecticut Sun playing the Phoenix Mercury. Boy, what a game this was. You know, Connecticut ended up getting the win, and, the Connecticut Sun, they were in the cellar for so long, and they just weren't getting things figured out. And boy, the last, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks, they have just been playing so much better. Even longer than that, like the last month. And every game that I've reviewed for the Connecticut Sun, I started to say, geez, they're not going to finish in the cellar. They're going to start winning some games because you could see it coming. And, it's too bad for them for their season that they didn't get things figured out sooner. But, they have a lot of young players and a lot, as long as who knows what's going to happen next year with the CBA and there's three players that aren't free agents. So, and based on what happens with the team, if they're moving or not. But I think they're staying there for next year. It'll be the season after that. But, boy, what a game. I mean, they played Phoenix toe-to-toe the whole way. And a lot of the games that Connecticut has lost, they've been in a lot of games, but in the fourth quarter, they'll lose it. And this time they didn't. So, and, Phoenix was going right at them. It was 84-80. What was it? Yeah, 84-80. And, Phoenix came right down and Sabley hit a three. And it was a 1-point game. But then Lacan ended up getting fouled and went to the line and gave him that, to hit the 2 foul shots and got the 87-83 victory. But, it was 85. Yeah, it was 85-81, and then Sabley hit the 3 to make it 84. And, Phoenix was fighting the whole way, and there was all sorts of things happening with Tina Charles and Alyssa Thomas, which I thought was really strange. Why did you put Alyssa Thomas on Tina Charles? Why wouldn't you put Mac on Tina Charles? Tina Charles is 3 inches over Alyssa Thomas. Mac, I think there's about an inch difference. I found that strange, but they must have had a reason for it. So anyway, the Connecticut Sun get the win, 87-84. Connecticut outscored them 26-18 in the first, and then Phoenix came right back, 32-21 in the second, and then Connecticut outscored them for the rest of the game. They outscored them 17-13 in the third, and then 23-21 in the fourth. So, congratulations, Connecticut Sun, on pulling out a great victory, in a season that hasn't gone so well for them. So, Connecticut is now 11-31, and Phoenix drops to 27-15. And, in the standings, Phoenix was pretty much fourth anyway. So, but there's going to be some games next week that Atlanta's got to play and Vegas has got to play that, something could happen there. So, if each of those teams loses a game, then they're all at 15 losses, and then everything gets jumbled again. So we'll see. It's just, this has been such an exciting season, and what an end to the, to the regular season, because you have teams that are, Connecticut, they're not in it, but they're playing spoiler. They're not going to knock Phoenix out or anything, but, they gave them a very hard-fought game. Both teams. Phoenix ended up having 21 fast break points to Connecticut's 9. And Connecticut usually plays pretty fast. So Phoenix was playing faster. But Connecticut, thanks to Tina Charles, got more points in the paint, 40-34. Turnovers were even. Points off turnovers were very even. So Phoenix shot 40%, and Connecticut shot 44% from the floor. 3-point shooting, Phoenix was 11 for 32, which is 34%. And Connecticut was 5 for 16. They shot 31%. Connecticut went to the foul line a lot more than Phoenix did. And they had multiple players go to the foul line. So they went 34 times and hit 26 foul shots. Phoenix only went 21 times and they hit 15. Let's look at rebounds. Connecticut out-rebounded them 39 to 33. And let's see. Phoenix had 7 steals. Connecticut had 5. Connecticut had 4 blocks. Where's Mac? She got a block for them. She got their one and only block. So, just really good game all around. So Phoenix had 4 players in double figures. Satu Sabali had 11 points. Alyssa Thomas got another double-double. She had 14 points and 10 assists. She also had 8 rebounds, 2 steals, and 3 turnovers. She was 6 for 15 overall, and then 2 for 5 at the foul line. Natasha Mack had 7 points, 9 rebounds. She was 3 for 6. Kalia Copper had 18 points. She was 5 for 14, 2 for 9 from 3. So she didn't shoot real well from three-point land. Akol Makani had 7 points. She had 4 assists and 2 rebounds. She had a steal and a turnover. She was 3 for 6, 1 for 3 from 3. Sammy Whitcomb was 3 for 10. She was 3 for 8 from 3, which is 37%. That's not bad. 13 points for her, and she had a steal, a turnover, an assist, and a rebound. And then Catherine Westbeld hit a 3. Dewana Bonner hit 3 threes. She had 9 points. She had 6 rebounds. And then Lexi Held only played 2 minutes, and she hit a shot, so she had 2 points. Going over to Connecticut, they had 3 players in double figures. Marina Mabrey led all scorers with 23 points. She was 8 for 16 from the floor, 50%, which is very good. But she was 1 for 5 from 3. Her 3-point shooting this season hasn't been what it normally is. She's normally boom, 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 3-point shot. But this year, not so much. She had 2 steals. So she ended up with 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 turnovers, and 2 steals. Anisha Morrow, 13 rebounds for Morrow. Wonderful job on the board. She's been terrific in rebounds. 9 points, and she had 1 assist. She was 2 for 6. She took 3 threes but didn't make them, and then she was 5 for 8 at the foul line. Then Tina Charles, great game for Tina Charles. She had 22 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks. She was 6 for 8 at the foul line and 8 for 15 overall. And then Lacan, she was the other player in double figures. She had 14 points, a steal, 3 turnovers, 1 rebound, and she was 4 for 9 from the floor. Lindsay Allen, 3 points for her, 3 assists. Leah Edwards, 4 points. She was 2 for 5 from the floor. She had 3 rebounds and 1 steal. Sanaya Rivers had 6 points. She had 2 threes. She had 6 rebounds and 5 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks, and 3 turnovers. And then Tori hit a 3. She had 3 points, and then Haley Peters also hit a 3. So all that gets you 87 points and a win. So good for Connecticut. So that's it for this one. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.